The forbidden secret religions hide about idols. Shocking revelation, the commandment 3 billion people break without knowing it. There's a biblical commandment that billions of people violate daily without even knowing it. A divine law so powerful it split Christianity in half and sparked religious wars that lasted centuries. Today, you're about to uncover the ultimate spiritual controversy. Why do some religions completely ban images of God while others worship them as sacred? The answer will blow your mind. The Bible couldn't be clearer. You shall not make idols for yourselves or worship any image or representation of what is in heaven above or on the earth beneath or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. Exodus 20:5. But here's what most people miss. This isn't just a rule, it's a complete spiritual revolution that challenges everything you think you know about connecting with the divine. Judaism took this commandment and ran with it, creating what might be the most radical approach to spirituality ever conceived. They discovered something that would change everything. God is so infinite, so beyond human comprehension, that any attempt to capture him in an image actually limits and diminishes the divine experience. It's like trying to fit the entire ocean into a coffee cup. When Moses came down from Mount Sinai with this revelation, he wasn't just delivering a law, he was handing humanity the key to unlimited spiritual potential. Think about it. If God can't be contained in any physical form, then your connection with the divine is also unlimited. You're not dependent on temples, statues, or religious artifacts. The power is literally within you. Protestantism grabbed this concept and turned it into a spiritual superpower. They realized that true faith doesn't need visual crutches or religious middlemen. Your direct, personal relationship with God becomes your greatest asset. It's the ultimate spiritual independence. No priests, no rituals, no sacred objects standing between you and divine connection. But here's where it gets mind-blowing. This invisible faith approach actually makes you more spiritually powerful, not less. When you're not limited by what you can see, touch, or physically worship, your spiritual potential becomes infinite. You're connecting with the source code of the universe itself, not just a representation of it. This is revolutionary self-empowerment disguised as religious doctrine. Judaism and Protestantism figured out that the most powerful spiritual technology is the one that exists purely in consciousness. No external dependencies, no physical limitations, no geographic boundaries. Your faith becomes as portable and powerful as your own awareness. When you close your eyes and feel that deep sense of peace and connection, you're experiencing exactly what this biblical commandment is designed to unlock. It's a mystery that can't be carved from marble or cast in gold. It can only be lived in the intimate space of your own soul. The secret that Western religion discovered is this: the moment you stop looking for God outside yourself and start recognizing the divine spark that already exists within your heart, you tap into spiritual power that no external object could ever provide. You become your own temple, your own sacred space, your own direct line to the infinite. This isn't about religious restriction, it's about spiritual liberation. When you understand that the divine presence lives within you, you realize you've been carrying the most sacred temple in existence everywhere you go. Your body, your consciousness, your very being becomes the most holy sanctuary possible. Practical action. Close your eyes right now. Take 3 deep breaths. Without visualizing any form or image, just feel the energy pulsing in your chest. That sense of peace and connection, that's what the biblical commandment wants you to discover, the divinity that already lives within you. If this revelation about invisible faith touched your heart, smash that like button and comment invisible to show you're ready for this journey of self-discovery. And hit subscribe, because what's coming next will completely reshape how you think about spirituality. Did the Catholic Church break the Bible? Truth they won't tell you. Did the Catholic Church commit heresy or discover a hidden spiritual truth? For over 1,500 years, they've openly defied the second biblical commandment, creating some of the most powerful religious art in human history. But what if there's secret wisdom behind this apparent contradiction that could revolutionize your spiritual journey? Here's what the Catholic Church figured out that might change everything you believe about spirituality. The game-changing difference between worship and veneration. They're not worshiping statues, they're using images as spiritual portals to connect with specific divine energies. It's ancient spiritual technology that goes way deeper than what appears on the surface. Think about this. When you look at a photo of someone you love, you're not loving the piece of paper. You're connecting with that person's essence through the image. Catholicism applied the same principle to spirituality, transforming churches into galleries of divine connection, where each saint represents a different aspect of the human experience with the sacred. Saint Teresa of Avila for mystical ecstasy, Saint Francis for nature connection, Our Lady for divine maternal love. Each Catholic image is like a specific frequency channel for accessing different aspects of spiritual experience. It's an approach that recognizes the incredible diversity of the human journey toward the divine. The Catholic Revolution was realizing that not everyone can connect with pure abstraction. Some people need visual anchors, concrete bridges to reach the invisible. And far from being a weakness, this can be seen as democratizing spiritual experience, making the sacred accessible to different types of minds and personalities. But here's the deeper secret. Catholic sacred art was designed to elevate consciousness. The colors, proportions, and symbolism in sacred images follow specific esoteric principles that induce altered states of awareness. It's like every church was a consciousness transformation laboratory disguised as a place of worship. When you walk into a Gothic cathedral and feel that transcendent sensation, it's no accident. Every element from the soaring ceiling heights to the play of light through stained glass was calculated to activate specific centers of your consciousness and facilitate profound mystical experiences. What Catholicism teaches us about self-discovery is that your spiritual journey can be multisensory. You can use all your senses as tools of divine connection: sight through images, smell through incense, hearing through Gregorian chants, touch through sacred objects. It's spiritual technology that engages your whole being. This approach reveals a profound psychological truth. Different people have different doorways into the sacred. Some find God in absolute silence. Others need visual beauty to awaken their devotion. And maybe the wisdom lies in recognizing that both paths can be equally valid and powerful. The Catholic insight is revolutionary. Beauty itself becomes a spiritual practice. When you're moved to tears by a piece of sacred art, when your heart opens in the presence of divine beauty, you're experiencing direct spiritual transmission. The artwork becomes a catalyst for your own inner transformation. Here's what blew my mind. Catholic mystical tradition teaches that contemplating sacred images can actually reprogram your consciousness. By repeatedly exposing yourself to images of saints and divine figures, you're essentially downloading their spiritual qualities into your own psyche. It's like spiritual software installation through visual meditation. Practical action. Choose a piece of art that awakens a sense of transcendence in you. It could be a painting, sculpture, or even music. Notice how your emotional state transforms as you contemplate it. This is the spiritual technology Catholicism developed. Using beauty as a pathway to the sacred. If you're discovering that your spirituality can be visual and artistic, smash that like and comment image to show you're open to this form of divine connection. Stay subscribed because we're about to explore an even more mind-bending approach. 330 million gods. How Hinduism broke every religious rule. What if I told you there's a religion where you can have 330 million different gods? Where every stone, tree, river, and mountain can be a divine manifestation. Hinduism shattered every Western paradigm about idolatry and created the most radical approach to spirituality the world has ever seen. And what they discovered about human potential will absolutely blow your mind. Here's what the West never understood about Hinduism. They don't worship idols. They recognize that everything in the universe is a manifestation of one infinite divine consciousness. When a Hindu bows before a statue of Ganesha, they're not worshiping a bronze elephant. They're connecting with the cosmic energy of obstacle removal that Ganesha represents. It's a complete spiritual revolution. Instead of limiting God to a single form or concept, Hinduism exploded that limitation and said, God is everything and can manifest in any form whatsoever. Want to connect with wisdom? There's a God for that. Need to develop courage? There's a specific goddess. Want prosperity? There's a deity specialized in that exact energy. But here's the mind-blowing secret that few Westerners understand. In Hinduism, you are considered a divine manifestation. The concept of Atman, your individual soul, is identical to Brahman, universal consciousness. This means when you venerate an idol, you're actually venerating an aspect of yourself that needs to awaken. This completely transforms the concept of self-discovery. Instead of seeing spirituality as something external to be reached, Hinduism sees it as something internal to be uncovered. Every ritual, every offering, every moment of devotion is an exercise in recognizing your own divine nature. Hindu idolatry is actually sophisticated personal development technology. When you meditate before an image of Krishna, you're not just praying, you're activating within yourself the qualities Krishna represents: unconditional love, divine joy, and transcendent wisdom. It's like each god is a blueprint for human excellence, a pattern you can integrate into your personality. And here's the most revolutionary part. Hinduism teaches you can create your own gods. If you need to develop a specific quality you don't find in traditional deities, you can visualize and worship your own personal divinity. It's maximum spiritual empowerment. You become co-creator of your own sacred pantheon. This divine multiplicity teaches us something profound about reality's nature. The universe is infinitely creative and diverse. Why should our spirituality be limited to a single concept of divinity? Maybe our self-discovery journey is exactly about discovering and integrating all possible facets of human experience. What Hinduism reveals is you don't need to choose between different aspects of your nature. You can simultaneously be Hanuman's courageous warrior, Tara's compassionate wisdom, and Shiva's dancing joy. Your spirituality can be as multifaceted as your own complex personality. Here's what absolutely fascinates me. Hindu philosophy teaches that the entire physical universe is essentially God's way of experiencing infinite possibilities through countless forms. Every person, animal, plant, and object is divine consciousness exploring itself through different perspectives. You're not separate from God, you are God, experiencing what it's like to be you. This makes every moment of your life a sacred experience. Whether you're washing dishes, walking in nature, or having a conversation, you're participating in divine play, what Hindus call Leela. Your ordinary life becomes extraordinary when you recognize it as divine consciousness experiencing itself through your unique perspective. Practical action. Think of a quality you'd like to develop: courage, wisdom, compassion, creativity. Now imagine what a god or goddess who perfectly embodied that quality would look like. Visualize their characteristics, energy, and presence. You just created your own personal divinity, a tool for inner transformation. If the idea of infinite, multifaceted spirituality resonated with you, smash that like and comment infinite to show you're ready to expand your spiritual horizons. Stay subscribed because we're about to reveal how to integrate all these approaches. The secret code uniting all religions. Epic discovery. Every religious war in history was based on one massive misunderstanding. After exploring Judaism, Protestantism, Catholicism, and Hinduism, we've reached the most shocking discovery of all. They're not contradictory, they're complementary. There's a secret code that unifies all these approaches, and when you crack it, your spirituality will never be the same again. Here's the life-changing revelation. Each religion developed different technology to access the same universal divine source. Judaism created invisible faith technology. Catholicism developed sacred beauty technology. Hinduism discovered divine multiplicity technology. They're not competing paths, they're complementary tools for different moments in your journey. Think of your smartphone. It has different apps for different needs. You don't use just one app and delete all the others. Similarly, your spirituality can have different religious apps that you activate based on your current needs. Need deep introspection? Use Jewish Protestant invisible connection technology. Want inspiration through beauty? Activate the Catholic approach. Need to develop specific qualities? Apply Hindu methodology. The secret code is this: All these religions are talking about the same fundamental process, awakening your consciousness to your true divine nature. The difference is only in the methods used. It's like learning a language through different techniques. Some learn better with music, others with images, others through silent repetition. Your self-discovery journey doesn't need to be limited to a single religious tradition. You can be a spiritual hacker, taking what's most effective from each system and creating your own personalized inner development protocol. Imagine the power of combining Eastern meditative discipline, Catholic emotional devotion, and Protestant invisible faith. But here's the most profound insight of all. The real temple isn't external, it's your own body and consciousness. Whether you're worshiping without images, venerating saints, or honoring multiple deities, what all these practices do is awaken dormant aspects of your own sacred nature. You are simultaneously the worshiper and the worshipped, the seeker and the found. What religions hid wasn't malicious, it was pedagogical. Each tradition developed a specific curriculum for a specific type of spiritual student. Some people learn best through mystery and the invisible. Others need symbols and images. Still others require an approach that celebrates creation's infinite diversity. Your true spiritual revolution happens when you stop picking sides and start harvesting wisdom from all sources. When you recognize that your capacity to connect with the sacred is infinitely greater than any specific doctrine can contain, you become not just a practitioner of one religion, but a student of all human spiritual experience. Here's what nobody talks about. The greatest spiritual masters throughout history often secretly studied multiple traditions. They understood that divine truth is too vast to be contained by any single religious container. They became spiritual polymaths, fluent in multiple languages of the sacred. The ultimate empowerment is recognizing you don't need approval from any religious institution to have an authentic connection with the divine. You can honor all traditions, learn from all of them, but your final spiritual authority resides within yourself. You become your own guru, your own priest, your own spiritual guide. This integration approach creates what I call spiritual intelligence, the ability to recognize the universal principles behind all religious practices and apply them skillfully to your own growth. You develop discernment about what serves your evolution and what doesn't, regardless of religious labels. Practical action. Look at your hands right now. Feel the energy flowing through them. Recognize that these hands can both rise in invisible prayer, touch sacred objects, and create devotional art. You carry within yourself all the spiritual capacities humanity has ever developed. If this spiritual integration revolution made sense to you, smash that like and comment integration to show you're ready to transcend religious divisions. And share this video with someone else seeking broader, more inclusive spirituality, because spiritual truth grows when it's shared. Like, if you're ready for the spiritual journey. Turn on notifications to never miss our sacred mysteries.